Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
In all of your history of using a computer, what has been your favorite mouse? Is it the one you're using now? Is it the one that you were using 2 mice ago? Mouses, mices, mices. This peripheral that usually sits in your hand, what's been your favorite one? If it is a mouse, it may be a touchpad or a trackpad. It may be a nub in the middle of a notebook computer or a keyboard. What has been your favorite of all time? And it may not be the one you're using now. Mine happens to be the one I'm using now. I've been using Apple's Mighty Mouse for the past, I want to say 6 months. And I really kind of took to it real quick and didn't think I would, but I love it. It's very sleek. It doesn't really force my hand to sit a certain way, and I like that. I love the fact that this is not a scroll wheel. It's more of a sphere, so it rolls around, that makes for easier maneuvering on screen. So instead of having to go up or down or go side to side, I can move in all directions. The buttons on the side can be mapped to different commands. And of course, it also has the right-click feature that can be turned on in software. Even though there's no right mouse button, you can still do it with Apple's Mighty Mouse. I love it. And I'd been using Microsoft's mice for years and loved them, but ultimately made the switch to Apple's Mighty Mouse, and I don't know how they can improve upon it. I could likely use this indefinitely. It's going to take a very, very mighty mouse to get me to switch away from this. So, again, what mice do you use, or what ones do you recommend? What's been your favorite one of all time? The reason why I'm bringing it up is because Ryan K. from the chat room at live.pirillo.com submitted his top 5 mouse shopping strategies. I thought they would be good to bring up. Number 1, don't just decide on price. If you see an $8 mouse, don't just run out and get it. It may be cheap, but it'll probably break soon. In this case, buying name brand may benefit you. You may want to buy the same brand of mouse as your computer. He says these mice were built with your computer in mind. Well, maybe like style, matching wise, or maybe with software that it needs to be used in conjunction with the hardware that perfectly built for the PC. More than anything, I think what it boils down to is don't cheap out. I mean, this is an important peripheral. And if you can compute without any kind of mouse, good on you. Right now, you kind of need it. Number 2, think of what you want, wired or wireless. Keep in mind that wired mice don't require batteries, and wireless mice do. Not all wireless mice are completely wireless. Some come with a base station. These type of mice are meant for a desktop and are a hassle for laptops. So if you have the need to travel wirelessly, is probably the way to go. But so long as you've got a mouse that has the adapter or the broadcaster that possibly pops out of the mouse, so that you can minimize clutter as you travel around. The simpler the better, he notes here, is number 3. Unless you're a super gamer or would like to have 7 buttons on a mouse, a simple mouse is the one you'd want. 3 buttons are nice and cheaper. 5 buttons just allow you to press a button and perform a task without clicking. If you're not a computer guru, bumping something you don't know how to use may ruin your day. And that's true. In a lot of Microsoft's mouse, I found the extra buttons, the ones beyond the scroll wheel or the right or left, I turned them off because I would inadvertently click them and something would happen and it just upset me because they just were not, in my humble opinion, properly placed for my hand. So that's something to keep in mind. And I'm going to slip a little sub point in here. If you can, get a hold of that mouse before you buy it. This is a case where you should probably try before you buy it. Say the same with keyboards. If you can't get a good feel, you're going to get it, even though it may look great. If it doesn't feel good, you're just going to be disappointed. You're not going to want to use it, and you're going to have to replace it. Ergonomics and just feel are going to play an important role in your enjoyment, and then, of course, mouse usage. Number 4, size does matter. Keep in mind what purpose this mouse will hold. If you're not typing, chances are your hand is on the mouse. So a smaller, portable mouse may work on the go, but sitting at a desk with hand cramps won't. I suggest you buy a regular size mouse. This is what he notes. Don't waste the money on a portable one unless, of course, you're going portable. Besides, carpal tunnel syndrome is nothing you'd want. You don't want to hold something in an awkward position. And there have been mice, certainly the portable ones, that just don't feel right. Some people have small hands, and it works for some people. When I'm on the go, I do happen to rely on a touchpad. Sometimes I like bringing along a mouse, although sometimes it kind of feels awkward to use a mouse with like a notebook computer. I have been known to do it. When I want more precision, sometimes we'll use it. But I can get along with a touchpad just as much. Number 5, don't forget the mouse pad. About all mice you buy won't include one. And when purchasing a pad, look at the material, not necessarily the picture of the pattern. He found, and I have also found this, a softer material works better for an optical mouse, and plastic may work better if you happen to have a mouse that still relies on some degree of friction. That would be like a sphere inside a mouse ball. You'd probably want to spend around $8 for a better quality mouse pad that won't start to peel after a month. Now, I've had this one for, well, the greater part of a year and a half, and it's definitely worn, and the tatters, the edges are a bit tattered, but it's still holding up. It's still serving its purpose. I'm able to track nicely across the screen with it. In fact, just a couple minutes ago, I brushed my hand across it just to remove the dust. I didn't realize how much dust built up on it until I pulled it out, and it looks almost as good as new. It's still very clean. It must be like some kind of microfiber. It's very, very, very smooth to the touch. And I like the bottom of it because it grips whatever, it's like the rubber on the bottom, so it usually doesn't slide around. The problem is that my keyboard tray does not have a surface that is complementary to the bottom of my mouse pad, so this still kind of slides around. Still, it's a good mouse pad. Find the one you like. Find the one you want. And you may want it to be an extension of you, in which case you'd love to have a picture with it. Me, I'm more into solid colors, and yeah, I can take patterns sometimes, but if you kind of look around, I don't have a lot of patterns. I've got like in wood grain print in my desk here. It's particle board. It's a heavy particle board. I think it's particle board. Even my curtains are solid. I don't know, just solid colors just seem more uniform to me. Patterns I do have, but they tend to be patterns of solid color. That sounded better than I think it actually, to me than it actually sounded to you. Hopefully you understand. If not, just ignore me and tell me or tell everybody what mouse you're using. Seriously, I mean, maybe there's a better mouse than the Apple's Mighty Mouse. This thing either people love or hate. People seem to like Logitech's stuff. Some people like Microsoft's stuff. How many mice did you have to go through before you found the one that you liked the most? Leave a comment or pass it along. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. Of course, you're also welcome to stop by the chat room. We're talking tech, typically. Hardware, software, services. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's usually tech-related. Sometimes we go off on tangents, but who doesn't? I mean, it's a chat room, right? We talk about just darn near everything. So you're welcome to stop by. I'm streaming this live video feed out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.